good morning all of you. In this video, let me revise the topic quadratic polynomial and its zeros and the relationship, right? I hope so you're all clear with exercise 2.2 in my last videos. Now, in this year, we will see about problems based on the relationship between zeros and coefficients of polynomial. Here it is a quadratic polynomial, right? So, here which are the possible way to raise a question in this topic. Let me see which are the problems, which are the possible way to ask the questions, right? So first possible is, first they given a quadratic polynomial, they given a one quadratic polynomial and they said to find out the zeros, right? The first one is they given a quadratic polynomial and they asking zeros, and after finding a zeros we should verify the relationship between zeros and its coefficient, right? Now the verification is common. I hope you all know the verification, how to do it. That is sum of the zeros alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Product of the zeros alpha into beta is equal to c by a, right? Next one, next type, they given a zeros, right? They given a alpha beta value. We should form a quadratic polynomial. Are you clear? They given a zeros and we should form a quadratic polynomial. After finding a quadratic polynomial, and the same thing, we have to verify the relationship between zeros and its coefficient. Clear? Then third one, they given sum and product of zeros. They given a sum and product of the zeros. We should form a quadratic polynomial. Then after that we should verify the relationship between the zeros and coefficient of the polynomial. So each and every method we should check the verification. That verification is nothing but the relationship between zeros and coefficients, right? I hope you are clear. This is the three possible way to raise the questions in a board exams based on the topic quadratic polynomial, right? It is in for only quadratic polynomial, not a cubic polynomial. Same thing for the cubic polynomial. So let me see in a next video, right? So now the first method, let me go with a few examples. I'll explain this with this type in example. So first example, first example. Let me consider a quadratic polynomial. So first one is quadratic polynomial to 0. So they given a quadratic polynomial. Let me consider the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10, right? So now they given a quadratic polynomial. Now we should find out here zeros, right? We can find the zeros. First method, right? First method. So first example, we should find out the zeros here. Now a value is equal to 1, b is equal to 7, c is equal to 10, right? Actually, when they given a quadratic polynomial, we should check the given polynomial is in a standard form or not. Now it is a standard form. That is a decreasing order of the powers in a variable, right? So it is in a standard form. So next what we can do? As usual, a into c, which gives 1 into 10. The answer is 10. Next is b value, b, which is equal to 7. So now we should find out the two numbers. When we multiply two number, it became a 10, and when we add a two number, sum of the two number is 7. So which are the two numbers? When we multiply two number, it became a 10, sum of the two number is 7. So we just take 2, 5. So 5 2s are 10, 5 plus 2, 7, right? Now we find out the numbers, right? Two numbers. The numbers are 2 and 5. Then after finding a number, you should divide this number by coefficient of x square. So what is the coefficient of x square? That is 1. So divided by 1, divided by 1. So nothing will be changed when we are dividing by 1. So the same value 2, 5. So after dividing by the coefficient of x square, then you can convert into the factors. It's nothing to worry. You should write x plus 2 into x plus 5. What is the symbol here they given? The same symbol you can write it. That's all. Now these two are the factors of a given polynomial. So now we can write it x square plus 7x plus 10, which is equal to 0 because we are going to find the zeros. So which is equal to 0. Next, x plus 2 into x plus 5 equal to 0. Then either maybe any one should be a 0. Any one factor should be a 0 or both may be 0. So you can equate it to 0. X plus 2 equal to 0 or x plus 5 equal to 0. So next step, x is equal to minus 2. X is equal to minus 5. Now we find out the numbers. That is first number is a alpha. First one is a alpha. That is a 0. Next is a beta. This is one more 0. So now we find out the two zeros. In this question they are asking, given the quadratic polynomial, you should find the zeros. Then afterwards, after finding the zeros, we should verify the zeros and its relationship between the zeros and the coefficients, right? So relationship, first relationship, sum of the zeros, right? So sum of zeros, the sum of zeros, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, right? So first alpha plus beta. You can take left hand side, alpha value minus 2, beta value minus 5. So minus 7. Next, right hand side, minus b by a. Minus b value in this equation, what is the b value? That is 7. So minus of 7 divided by a value 1, coefficient of x square, that is 1, right? So next, now minus 7, right? So now both minus 7, so verified. Clear? Any doubt? Next, product of the zeros. Second one, product of the zeros. So product of the zero, alpha beta is equal to c by a. C is a constant term, a is a coefficient of x square. So alpha, now we can take left hand side, alpha into beta, that is minus 2 into minus 5, right? So minus 2 into minus 5, it is 10 plus 10. Next, c by a. What is the c value in this equation? C value is 10, right? So 10 divided by 1, that is 10. So both value are 10, 10. So verified. That's all, right? I hope you all clear the first method. In this first method, they given a quadratic polynomial and we find out the zeros. Then after finding a zeros, we should verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients, right? Are you all clear? So next problem. So next topic is, they given a zeros, we should find out the quadratic polynomial, right? We should form a quadratic polynomial. So second type, let me consider this alpha. Now we can consider these two zeros, right? Let me check we can get this polynomial or not, right? So we can take these two zeros, right? Now they given a zeros, minus 2, beta minus 5. So in the zeros, what we have to find? We should form a quadratic polynomial. Then after finding a quadratic polynomial, we should check the relationship between quadratic polynomial and the zeros, right? So they given a zeros, right? So in the zeros, we have two methods, right? One, we can go with the general form method. One more is a normal method, right? Now in the same type, actually, see here, before finding a zeros, what we did actually, from the factors we find out the zeros, right? So from the zeros we can find the factors, right? So from the zeros you can find the factors. Nothing to worry. The numbers are minus 2, that is x is equal to minus 2, comma x is equal to minus 5, right? So next step you can write x is plus 2 equal to 0 here, or x plus 5 equal to 0, right? Next, x plus 2 into x plus 5 equal to 0, right? Then you can multiply, you can get the answer x squared plus 7x plus 10, which is equal to 0, right? It is a one method to find out the zeros. Actually the reverse process, first we find out that is alpha is equal to minus 2, beta is equal to minus 5. The same thing previous step. We can take x. Then after x plus 2 is equal to 0, x plus 5 equal to 0. Next step, we can in this we can write it the factor form, x plus 2, x plus 5 equal to 0. Next, you can multiply by using distributive property, you can find it. Otherwise, very easy one. Otherwise, general form of a quadratic polynomial, right? Therefore, the general form of quadratic polynomial is, actually what is the general form? You can write x squared minus, x squared here minus alpha plus beta the whole x plus alpha beta equal to 0. You can go with this method. Otherwise you can bypass the general form and you can substitute the value of alpha and beta. Really clear, right? We can do it in a both method, which is your convenient method. You can do it, but you should bypass this general form, x squared minus alpha plus beta the whole x plus alpha beta equal to 0. If you want how it is came, if you want the proof, you can check my concept video. In this concept video I gave elaborate explanation how it is came, right? So next step, x squared, that is sum of the zeros, right? It's alpha plus beta. So what is the alpha value here? Alpha value minus 2, beta value minus 5, the whole x plus minus 2 into minus 5, which is equal to 0. So next step, x squared minus minus 2 minus 5, that is minus 7, minus 7 x plus multiplication, that is 10 equal to 0. So next x square plus into minus, sorry, minus into minus plus. So plus 7x plus 10 equal to 0. Now we find out the quadratic polynomial. Let me check the same polynomial not here. So we get the same polynomial, right? So from the zeros, we find out the quadratic polynomial, right? I hope so. The same relationship verification for that second type also. So, right? Sum of the zeros alpha plus beta equal minus b. The same step you can proceed for the next problem also. You're all clear? So here you should do the verification, right? So will we do the verification? Will we do, or you can check from the previous one? Okay, no problem. We will do it here. First condition. Now we can verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficients, right? So first one, alpha, sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So from this equation, you should write a value 1, b value 7, c value 10. Actually, a is the coefficient of x square, b value is the coefficient of x, c value 10, constant term. So first one, alpha plus beta. Alpha value, we find out the given here, that is minus 2, minus 5 equal to minus 7. Next, b by a, minus b by a, so minus of 7 by 1, so minus 7 by 1, that is 7. So both are equal, so verified, right? Sorry. Next, you can take it product of the zeros, right? So alpha into beta is equal to c by a. Alpha value we know that in a given problem, that is minus 2, minus 5. So we can take left hand side, alpha beta is equal to minus 2 minus 5, which is equal to plus 10, then c by a. In this problem, c value is 10, so 10 by 1, that is equal to 10. Now both are same, so verified. Are you all clear? I hope you are all clear with the verification. So next, third method is a very easiest one. Maybe many times they've asked 1 mark here, right? Now this third method, actually sum and product of the zeros they given, we should form a quadratic polynomial, right? Actually they given a sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Now we can find out the quadratic polynomial, right? So sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. So sum of zeros equal to, when we sum the zeros, we can get 7, right? Sum of the zeros minus 7. For assume that we can take it as sum of the zeros minus 7. Product of the zeros 10, right? Actually it is a problem they given, sum of the zeros minus 7, product of the zeros 10. We can use this sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Let me find out the quadratic polynomial, right? Now we can make the quadratic polynomial. Are you all clear? So it is also do method, but I can go with the previous method, same method, same formula, same general form, right? Now you can write the same general form. The general form of quadratic polynomial is x square minus alpha plus beta the whole x plus alpha beta, which is equal to 0, right? Now sum of the zeros, it means alpha plus beta, right? Alpha and beta only the zeros, right? So sum of the zero means alpha plus beta. Product of the zeros, alpha into beta, right? So now we can substitute the value. Sum of the zero, that is alpha plus beta 7. So x squared minus sum of zeros, what they given, minus 7 the whole x plus product of the zeros, alpha into beta. The alpha into beta, what they given here, 10 equal to 0. So x squared plus 7x plus 10 equal to 0, right? Now we find out the quadratic polynomial. Are you all clear? Are you all clear how to find it? When they given the sum of the zeros and product of zeros, you can use the same general form method and we can find it, right? Now we can check the same verification for this problem also. So through the quadratic equation, you should write the a value 1, b value 7, c value 10. So verification, first one, sum of zeros. So sum of zeros, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So first alpha plus beta is equal to alpha value, what they given, they didn't give the alpha and beta value, but they given both. When we sum the alpha plus beta, what they given, we know that, right? That is minus 7, right? Because they given sum of the zeros, right? Sum of the zeros. Here also sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta. So sum of the zeros they given 7. So we can substitute the value 7, right? Next, minus b by a. Oh, minus value, minus of 7 by 1, that is minus 7. Both are minus 7, verified, right? So next, product of the zeros. Product of zeros, that is alpha beta is equal to c by a. So alpha into beta, what are they given here? Product of the zeros, 10. So alpha beta is equal to 10. Then we can find out the right side, c by a. C value in this polynomial, that is 10. 10 by 1, which is equal to 10. So both are 10, 10. So verified, right? I hope you are all clear the 3 methods in quadratic polynomial. I hope these are the possible way to raise a question in a board exams in quadratic polynomial, right? If it is any doubt in this, you can ask me. I'll give some practice problem in this video. I will enclose the practice problem in this video. You should practice this problem. If it is any doubt in this practice problem also, you can ask me in comment. Thank you all of you.